welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia and this is my very first video on my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So today, as my very first video, I want to start off with something that is the base of all makeup. No matter how much of an artist you are, no matter how much of a beginner you are, this is the base, which is the Dewy Luminous look. I'm going to start with primer all the way up until setting spray. So everything that goes on my face, except for my eyes, my brows, my lips, I will go into details with. This is probably the question I get asked the most by my friends, family, strangers. They're like, what foundation are you using? How does your skin look like that? And my answer, after I thought about it for a while, is that it doesn't really matter what foundation I'm using. It's what techniques I'm using, what sponges, brushes, how I prep my skin, how I set my face, in what order do I do things. These things all combined will make your skin look luminous, not just one foundation. So I decided to do a video today to share with you guys. After all these years that I've experienced with different products and things like that, I've nailed it down to these steps with these products. So I hope you guys really enjoy it, and I will see you guys next. Okay, to start off, I already prepped my face with my normal morning skincare. I'm gonna go in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I've tried a lot of different primers, but I still think that this guy is one of the best. It leaves my skin feeling smooth, but a little bit tacky, which I know that is perfect for priming my face and getting it ready to start my makeup. Alright, then I'm going to go into my foundation, and I'm using today the Nars Sheer Glow foundation in the color Fiji. This is one of my favorite foundations. It has the perfect amount of coverage. I wouldn't call it full coverage, but it has the perfect amount of coverage, and it leaves your skin looking very, very radiant, which I love. I hate how it doesn't have a pump or anything like that, so what I do is I pour a little bit on my finger like this, and I kind of spread it out all over my face and give it like an even dot. So what I mix my foundation with is my MARC JACOBS Dewdrop. This is my holy grail. I use this every single day with any type of foundation. During the day, on a night out, it just makes my skin look so flawless and radiant and just amazing. So I mix this with a little bit on my finger. I just get a little tiny bit on my finger, like so. And I put it on top of where my foundation is. Now I only put this on my cheek area because I don't want my forehead and my nose and my chin get too much of this product, because that's where my textures are. I usually get some whiteheads on my forehead and my chin, and I don't want this to emphasize those textures. My favorite foundation brush at the moment is this guy by Ulta Beauty. It is the Precision Foundation Brush. And my secret weapon is this guy right here. This is the LILAH B Aglow Face Mist. I think I'm saying that right. This makes your foundation feel like skin. So what I do is, before I spread out my foundation on my face, I use this spray, and I spray it twice, if it goes out, on my brush, and then I will blend my foundation with the brush. So I usually use 2 sprays per side of the face, and honestly it makes the biggest difference to me. I feel like it makes my skin even more radiant, more long-lasting, and it just makes the foundation blend into the skin instead of sitting on top of the skin. Now moving on to concealer. My favorite concealer of all time for dry skin. I think this is the only one that I've consistently used for years now, and I love it. It's the Tarte Not Shape Tape but Creaseless Concealer, and I'm usually in the color light medium neutral or light medium sand. It honestly isn't like super duper creaseless, but it gives you, it's like a little stickier texture, and it gives your skin, under eyes at least, the most radiant glow. And on the tip of my nose. For concealers, I like to use a damp beauty blender to blend it out. So I like to blend upwards, basically just blending out where my concealer is and using the extra concealer on the beauty blender to blend out the areas around it. So I'm gonna go in with another layer. You don't have to. Do you guys see how glowy this is? Okay, we're gonna mattify it a little bit by using powder later. So with the texture areas I mentioned earlier, which is my forehead and my chin, I like to use a concealer by Nars. It is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I'm in the color Custard. So with this concealer, I like to use a color that's closer to my skin because I am concealing the blemishes. So I dip it in a little bit with my finger, like this, and I kind of just blend it out with my fingers. I'm gonna go on my chin. I think I am getting a pimple here. I can feel it growing. So I like to set it in different ways throughout my makeup routine. So first, I like to use the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, and I'm in the color Light. I love using this powder setting underneath my eyes. I think it's not as mattifying, but it still does the job, and it is perfect for those of you who have dry skin. And then I dip it in with my beauty blender. After I dip it in, I kind of like dab it on my hand and then put it on my face. And on the sides of my nose, I love setting or baking. Now I'm grabbing more products because I like baking on the sides of my nose. Okay, and then I have to set my chin area and my forehead too, because that's my problematic area and I want to minimize its attention. I don't want to grab any attention to those areas, so that's where I like to set my foundation. So with this big, I usually leave it on my face for about 2 to 3 minutes. I will do my brows first, and after I finish my brows, I'll wipe off the face bake. I don't want it to sit on my skin for too long. I realize it kind of dries it out a little bit too much and it cracks throughout the day. So now I have done everything for the first part of my face makeup. I'm going to go off camera, do my brows, do my eyeshadow, my eyes, come back and finish my face makeup part 2. Okay, so I just finished my eyes, my brows, so I'm going to move on with the rest of my face. Before I actually put on my bronzer, I like to put on a powder on my face first. If you ever get the patchiness on your cheeks, I think if you lay down a little powder before you bronze your face or contour your face, that will eliminate anything. It will just make your skin very, very smooth, ready for bronzing. So the powder I'm using is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I'm in the color number 1 Fair, and I have used this so much it has hit pan. So what I do is I take a fluffy brush. This is by Morphe E3. I'm going to put in areas where I bronze my face. So next up, I have a bronzer. I love bronzing my face, and my favorite bronzer at the moment right now is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. So I have this little tiny one that I got from Sephora. I want to try it out first, but it has quickly become one of my favorite bronzers like ever. I like to use an angle brush. This is by Luxie brushes in the 504 large angle brush. You can use any angle brush you like. And I like to sculpt my face or bronze my face a little bit on my cheekbone first, because I think my face is a little bit more round and I want it to look a little bit longer. So I like to kind of put it a little bit on my cheekbone and a little bit under. put a little bit on my forehead as well. So next I'm going to go into blush, and the blush I'm using today is by COLOURPOP. This is in the color Drop a Hat. It's their Super Shock Cheek Pearlized, I guess, blush. So this color is such a beautiful, like, orangey, shimmery blushes. I'm really into shimmery, very, very minimal shimmery cheek products. I think that gives you a really, really beautiful radiant. So I'm using a big fluffy brush, just placing that on top of where my bronzer is, and then on my cheeks, the apples of the cheeks. If you ever miss that, just smile and it's gonna be there. I think this blush just brings everything together. It kind of marries your skin and the bronzer you placed earlier. Alright, we have 3 more steps left. Now I'm going to set all of my face, and the setting powder I'm using today is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I actually hated it in the beginning, but now I love it. I think it's very, very natural. The powders are so thin, so fine, and it just sets your face like flawlessly. I'm not sure if you guys will like it if you have oily skin, but with people that have really, really dry skin, this is amazing. So I put a little bit on my setting brush. This is again the Morphe E3. I'm gonna just dab that all over my face. I just put on some lipstick. Next I'm gonna use highlighter. This is the Desi X Katy Fuego highlighter with Dose of Color. It's nothing glittery. It's very, very smooth and just looks super wet on your skin. I like to use highlighter and apply it all over my cheeks. So what I like to do is, I don't like to use a fan brush. I like to use a brush that's, let me see if you can see this, that's more fluffy, and I want it all over my cheeks. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to set my face with setting sprays. I have 2 right here that I really, really like. I use them pretty much every single day. The one that I cannot live without is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This one leaves your skin looking very luminous, but not like shiny or dewy or anything. It just brightens up everything without it being too mattifying, and it just kind of brings it to life. I'm gonna go in again with the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This was my holy grail until I met the Morphe one, but this is still amazing. The only complaint I have about this is the spray. Sometimes a big drop of it will spray out and it will kind of just stay on my skin for like ever, and I kind of have to go in with my fingers to blend it out. Alrighty, so this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this dewy skin tutorial, and please like, subscribe, and comment. I feel like this is what everybody says, but if you've enjoyed it, please do, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for being here.